Hi, good morning. I'm Angie. I'm with Geology of the Soul. I'm coming to you live on September 9th, 2019. So we're at 9/9/19. For those of you on Instagram, I'm sure she's also on Facebook. Go follow Alex Miles. She talks about all these dates and their importance. So I'm sure 9/9/19 is a thing. And she popped up on my feed this morning. I just didn't get a chance to take a closer look at it. So I highly recommend it. Good morning, Judith and Liz. Okay, wow. So I got a jumper on the Six of Wands to rest on my laurels. Interesting. I am excited about today's Badass Self-Love September. I'm just throwing shit all over the place. Now I just got the Three of Cups, which is the card that I pulled on the very first day that Geology of the Soul launched. Badass Self-Love September. Today's prompt, I really like today's prompt because we're getting into actual actionable steps. And that's one of the biggest things that I really love to do with folks is I love to, first of all, let's dream big. And then let's break that goal or that dream down into actionable steps. So let's think about what it is that you really, really want to do, no matter how crazy it is, and then we'll break it down into actionable steps and figure shit out. That kind of action and that kind of focus is for those of you who are Hecatean witches or who follow Cindy Brannon with Keeping Her Keys. That is very Enodian, Hecate Enodia, Hecate of the Way. It's a very practical, middle realm based way of thinking, and it's also something that is really important to me. That's a big thing. That's a big thing on what I focus on is helping folks with, of the way, helping folks find their way. So Hecate Enodia, we have what action do I need to take to feel secure and loving my badass self? So I love that. So what action? So we get to figure out what are we supposed to do? So sometimes when we pull tarot cards, we see, like our current situation reflected back at us. Great, you're telling me what's going on. I understand this, but what am I supposed to do about it? So I love that as we put together this Badass Self-Love September challenge here at Geology of the Soul, we included some actionable some action prompts about what to do. Good morning, Laura and Fox and Charlie. The other thing that it came to my attention that we were focusing on the chakras as a part of this Badass Self-Love September, and we managed to overlook the throat chakra in developing these prompts. And so I was kind of laughing about that and thinking, well, perhaps the throat chakra is speaking your truth. Perhaps the entire thing can encapsulate the throat chakra in the sense of we are speaking our truth as we go through and allow ourselves to think about and speak about these ideas and actions in terms of actually loving ourselves. It's kind of radical to think about and talk about ways that we're going to love ourselves. Okay, so today, let's be all Enodian and ask what action do we need to take to feel secure in loving our badass selves. Okay, so this is going to be specific for me. What action do I need to take? I need some water before I do that. What action do I need to take? Okay, I think it's ready. Good morning, Lorianne. So this is interesting because I'm pretty sure I pulled this earlier for, which day was it? My misconception. So I'm not quite sure how to take this. I pulled the Hierophant. So, which is also very interesting because I know Sandy, one of our Geology of the Soul readers and a student of mine, has pulled the Hierophant a couple of times recently now. The Hierophant can speak to, it's a very interesting, complex card to me. There are a lot of readers who, as soon as they pick up the Hierophant, only see patriarchy and structure and systems in an oppressive way. Many people see this as an oppressive card. It was originally the Pope back in like the 1500s, and it has evolved to be the Hierophant over the years. I love this card, actually, because I am a lifelong student and a teacher. So to me, I see this card and I see it as working with somebody who has knowledge in terms of gaining more, knowledge. And experience as you work your way through life, right? So I see this as a way of gaining wisdom. A lot of times I see the structures and systems we have in place around our learning and our knowledge as forms of initiation. So when you, for instance, I've sort of, I like to use the term apprenticed myself to Cindy Brannon. She's my mentor. I'm doing a year and a day course with her this past, currently. And in this case, it's a Hierophant-like structure that is allowing me to learn what wisdom more knowledgeable people have than I do, so that way I can gain that wisdom as well. So in this case, what action do I need to take to feel secure? This is a major arcana card. This is a theme card. This isn't an action card. Minor arcana are action cards that tell us what to do. So this tells me that I need to be focusing on then, focusing on learning, or I need to be focusing on structure. There's a potential that I need to focus on learning structure. So one of the things I was doing this morning was researching other platforms that I could host my courses on, because the one that I'm currently using for coaching and for the courses is proving to be a little bit more difficult than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be really intuitive for my clients. And the current one that I've chosen, while it has all the features that I need it to have, is not intuitive for my clients, which just doesn't help, because then they're not going to use it. So that's no good. So that's a very, very Hierophant-like action that's been taking place this morning. So I could see how feeling more secure could come from that sort of structure. At the same time, though, I've had shit that's come up in these readings. You guys know, you've watched this, that sometimes I need to not worry about the structure. Sometimes I get too caught up in the structure. Sometimes I get too caught up in making sure that things are rigid and in boxes. And so then I'm like, Angie, you got to stop doing that. So there's this really interesting, weird, confusing, bewildering, strange sensation I have around this particular card right now, especially since I got it for the biggest misconception about myself, because that really threw me for a loop, because I do consider myself a teacher, and to have this come up as the biggest misconception, does that mean I'm not a teacher? Because I call myself a metaphysical educator. So y'all are just getting Angie's self-doubt this morning. Holy shit. But I did take this at the time when I pulled it up for the biggest misconception about myself as needing to have structure. So here we are again in terms of structure, saying, well, sometimes structure is helpful because it helps me feel secure. But that just helps me feel secure in general, not necessarily secure in loving myself. So I'm just so many, I feel like a Sagittarius right now with all these philosophical questions, just shooting their way through my mind space, the arrows, the Sagittarius is the archer. So I've got all the arrows going through, and I'm just I don't even know how to make sense of this yet. I mean, dude, I feel like I've been saying that since early August when I was doing the Tarot for What Is challenge, going, I don't make sense of this. This is all in a big red bucket, and I'm going to make sense of it later and write a blog post, and I still haven't. So these are all the things that are going on in my head. Let me make sure we're doing okay on time. I got about a minute left. If any of this resonates with you and you're interested in learning about your own way forward, you can book a session with me. I've got some mini coaching packages going, $22 a month for if you sign up through the end of September. We can also do some tarot readings. I love to work my way through figuring out these puzzle pieces with y'all. So you can book a reading. We've also got Laura, Serendipity, and Sandy, and ready and waiting to get to know you guys as well. Don't forget, Witchcraft 101 starts on Friday, so you can come learn all the basics of witchcraft and be led through your very first spell or ritual. And you also get access to my Witch Spark Facebook group if you sign up for that, which now we've decided, as of yesterday's Sunday school, we're going to do a scrying challenge through the end of the year. So we're very excited about that as well. All right, guys, I hope you all have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.